This short clip is about helping wildlife. And of course, wildlife make great entertainment. They're an amusement park in of themselves. One of the things that you can do is put up a hummingbird feeder. Now, I don't recommend this one. It has the glass, but it's hard to, although it's easy to undo, it's hard to wash because of all the little nooks and crannies that are there. Now, when I fill it, I only put in a little bit of water, and it's mixed with sugar. It's 4 parts water to 1 part sugar. And that's because the hummingbird has a long tongue. It unrolls it like a New Year's Eve, projection. And they can get in there, as well as the woodpeckers like to get in there. So the feeder that I recommend is this one, which is easy to clean, and it's red. The hummingbirds seem to like red. You can easily take the top off. You see, there's no nooks and crannies there for the hummingbird fungus to get onto, and then it's difficult to clean. I can see there's a little bug in here. You want that out. If the ants find it, and they do, then change location. Just find a new hook to put it on, and the ants will put their acid into the hummingbird. I think, well, there's substance in there, and you just don't want them around. So this next thing I'd like to talk about is a cage that is housing the larva that was living on the fennel. And you can open it up. There were 4 larvae there from the tiger swallowtail. They've gone into another instar stage. So if you can see around here, there's the tiger swallowtail larva. Right there, it's been eating the fennel. I plant extra fennel so that the larva will have something to live on. But if you're talking about metamorphosis, then remember it in alphabetical order. It goes adult, A, egg that they lay on the fennel, that is the tiger swallowtail does. Then it goes into the larva stage or the caterpillar stage, same thing. Then it goes into a pupa, and finally back into the adult stage. So you remember those in alphabetical order. I'll fasten this up again so that the birds don't get in there and destroy that one remaining larva. I have some swallowtail caterpillars here, and they've been eating overnight, so I'm going to change their habitat. I protected them because I had a big, huge screen that the chipmunks, I think, got under. So the caterpillars like the parsley and the fennel, so I'll give them fresh parsley and fennel and hope they make it. So what I've done is I've put them under a colander. They get breath, as in airflow, and they'll get some good food, and then they'll emerge into their pupa. They'll go into the pupa stage first and then emerge into adults. So they've chewed away and they've left their debris behind on this plate, but now they'll have clean habitat and lots to eat. I'll give some fennel in there too. The butterfly in the garden was the silver-spotted skipper. It's in gardens, and these are very good identification. This one is put out by Mass Audubon, a northern guide to the northeastern butterflies. Another one is another folding guide. It gives more of the metamorphosis of the plant, of the common butterflies of New England, and it identifies at a glance some of the butterflies and skippers that we have. And so this one's called the silver-spotted skipper. They fly away very fast. That's why they're called skippers. The monarch butterfly, as you know, likes milkweed, and I've got lots of milkweed planted. It lays its egg on the underside of the milkweed leaf, and you can find little holes in the leaf. That's when you know to look for the larvae that are there. But the monarch does this wonderful thing of coming up from Mexico, and its first generation might lay its eggs in Florida. Then that hatches into an adult. Then the next one flies up to Georgia, say, and that generation comes with the milkweed that's developing there. Our milkweed is just coming into being, and by August, maybe July, the monarch will be up here, and it will lay its eggs on the milkweed and then fly another generation, say up to Canada. And that last generation has in its DNA the knowledge to fly all the way back to Mexico and be on the trees there, which I think is just an amazing thing. I keep saying, wow, for nature. It's a wonderful thing that happens every day. So another few things that we can have for wildlife is a suet feeder. I need to replace that suet, but the birds have loved it. One year the chickadee family came and taught their young how to make it. There's a chickadee right there. Oh, chased off by the catbird. The chickadee's coming over to this, flying around. The chickadee has the large eye. He's the smallest of the little birds, and he seems to find the food fastest. But you can see that it's just a great delight to have these birds around to entertain you while you're having your lunch. They're having their lunch. See how the chickadee got in there quickly as soon as the larger catbird left. At one time, the farmers would hang out their cows or whatever meat they were slaughtering, and the woodpeckers and the other birds would come and eat the suet off the dead carcass. Prior to that, probably the animals in the forest died, and they would get their fat storage from that. They can't reproduce if they don't have enough food, and that brings me to a topic of the balance of nature. The balance of nature is such that one thing depends on another. For example, if we have a year in which the oak tree produces a lot of acorns, then we may have a lot of squirrels and other rodents. The fox then eats those squirrels and has enough storage of fat to reproduce, maybe more than just one kit, 2 kits, 3 kits. Then they start to eat the squirrels or the whatever rodents are around, and so the fox population grows and the squirrel population diminishes. Then we get out of squirrels, so the fox population starts to die back because they don't have the fat storage to manufacture more kids. So that's how the balance of nature works. Another great example of the balance of nature, I heard in Alaska, where the ranger said that the mosquito pollinates the blueberries, and if they have a dry year and not enough mosquitoes to pollinate the blueberries, then the bears don't have enough food to eat and they don't produce cubs. So the balance of nature is such that the bear really depends on the mosquito. A use for the mosquito. Please don't feed the wildlife anything that they wouldn't ordinarily get when in nature, such as sunflower seeds or the suet or the even peanut butter. That's okay because it's not processed. But a little fox was running around with a hot dog in his mouth rather than a squirrel or a chipmunk, and that's not good for 2 reasons. One, it makes them sick. Even feeding ducks breadcrumbs makes them sick. But the other reason is that the wildlife then become too tame and start begging for food. Then somebody has to be called in because people are upset that the wildlife is coming too close to you, and we're in trouble. The wildlife is in trouble. So please don't feed them anything other than the suet feeder, the hummingbird feeder, the sunflower seeds or other bird seeds in your bird feeder. But even that's a little dangerous in that the bears are around and they will take down a bird feeder. I'm Pat Barkman. If you've enjoyed this video, please click like, and I'll see you next time.